Like the weight of self-judgment had just been lifted off my shoulders for the first time in my life. I'm not wrong, I'm just first. I'm not bad, I'm just first. I'm not broken, I'm just first. I'm not a mistake, I'm just first. I'm not off course, I'm just first. I am the first me, and you are the first you.
Welcome to Philosopher Insights, the podcast that delivers wisdom in minutes a day that you can put into practice daily and strive to master over a lifetime.
The podcast committed to sharing ideas that encourage you to bridge the gap between who you are today and the person you aspire to be in the future.
Hi, my name is Herb Lamba, and welcome to my podcast where I will share practical insights from the world's best authors.
Knowledge isn't power, applied knowledge is. The quest to become the best version of you starts right now.
Hi, and welcome to Philosopher Insights. My name is Herb Lamba. Today we're discussing Worthy, How to Believe You Are Enough and Transform Your Life. The author of this book is Kern Lima. The book is published in 2024. I want to share a number of my favorite insights, starting with believe in worthiness, self-confidence versus self-worth, you're not crazy, you're just first, are you just a, fulfillment equation, disconnection, development to destiny, and finish it off with a victory lap. So let's begin with the introduction. Quote, while we may have varying beliefs, identities, and life experiences, I believe we all share this life together, that we are all divinely connected, and that we are all worthy of unconditional love. This book is written for you because no matter how similar or different you and I might appear on the outside, I believe there's a very good chance we share so many similarities on the inside. And for us to enter this quest of transformation together, it will only work if we show up fully, authentically, and unapologetically ourselves. When I imagine a world where every girl and woman believes she's worthy, I imagine a powerful force for good we can be together to help heal ourselves, generations, and humanity through love. Self-doubt, unworthiness, and fear cause us to dim our soul's light and start playing it safe, holding back, hiding, speaking only part of our truth, living only half of our life, expressing only part of who we are. But holding back and doubting or hiding all of who we are, then you're probably feeling an inexplicable void in your life. A disconnection from joy when no matter what you achieve, it doesn't bring the feeling of fulfillment you'd hoped it would. A lack of feeling truly alive that you can disguise from the world with the ease of a smile. You're living your life hiding in plain sight. End quote. Well, you may not believe it, but after a 2-year journey on this podcast, where I have been exposed to all kinds of books, most of which I have shared here every week, I have stumbled upon the most profoundly written, life-changing, wisdom-packed book to date. This is my first encounter with Jamie's books, and when I say I am only scratching the surface of the brilliant ideas shared in this book, I mean today's episode doesn't do this book justice. It's impossible. You must experience this book for yourself. With that said, let's dive into the first key insight from this remarkable book. Insight number 1, believe in worthiness. Quote, here's what I know to be true. If we don't believe we're worthy of starting the business, of being in a loving, committed relationship, or of having healthy, empowering friendships, if we don't believe we're worthy of a seat at the table, of writing the book, of running for office, if we don't believe we're worthy of rest, of celebrating our body exactly as it is, of soul care, of doing less, and being more, if we don't believe we're worthy of all of these things we want and deserve, we'll never get them. In life, you don't soar to the level of your hopes and dreams. You stay stuck at the level of your self-worth. You don't rise to what you believe is possible. You fall to what you believe you are worthy of. If you want to double your business, double your self-worth and watch what happens. When you change what you believe you're worthy of, you can change your entire life. End quote. All I can say is wow. Jamie's authenticity hits you like a lightning bolt. Her message, powerful and genuine. You know what many of us grapple with? We think it's a net worth problem, but the truth, it's a self-worth issue. Deep down, we doubt we deserve abundance. And guess what? That self-sabotage dance begins. We twist and turn, ensuring we don't get what we really truly desire. We dim our light, all to fit in and keep others comfortable. Quote, when you venture to stop hiding in plain sight, trust your inner knowing, live in congruence with your soul, ignite your purpose, and show up in this world as all of who you are, that's when you truly feel fulfilled and truly feel alive. That's when you live in alignment with your assignment. That is when you become who you were born to be. End quote. Insight number 2, self-confidence versus self-worth. Quote, self-confidence without self-worth looks like abundant approval on the outside and lack of fulfillment on the inside. Self-confidence without self-worth feels like success on the outside, but failure on the inside. It's why you can finally achieve the fitness or health goal or get a huge promotion at work and still wonder why you don't feel the love or lasting fulfillment you hoped you would. When you improve self-confidence, you're bolstering your opinion of your own traits and abilities. When you improve self-worth, you bolster the deep belief within you of your own value as a person. I learned firsthand that no amount of money or fame actually helps you feel more enough and more loved. Nothing actually changed because the core of my self-worth was always the same and almost always low. My self-confidence increased, my bank account increased, the approval and praise I got from others increased, but none of those things impacted my self-worth. No matter what you accomplish or what finally happens in your life, you'll still take you with you." End quote. All right, let's go a little deeper with self-confidence and self-worth. You have to think of them like two best buds at a party. Both are important, but they each bring something a little different to the table. Self-confidence is the one who struts in all puffed up and ready to show off its skills. It's like, hey, look at me. I can do this and that and the other thing. But the thing is, it kind of relies on other people giving it a pat on the back. It needs that external validation to really feel good about itself. Now, self-worth, that's the quiet one in the corner, just chilling and knowing its own worth. It's not worried about impressing anyone or proving its abilities. It's like, I'm good, no matter what I can or can't do. It's the one that reassures you that you're more than just your accomplishments. The way I see it, you need a little bit of both to really be your best self. Insight number 3. You're not crazy, you're just first. Quote, "And then it hit me, like a light bulb so instantly hot that it burst. I'm not crazy, I'm just first. I felt this aha moment in my soul, a truth that had just set me free. Like the weight of self-judgment had just been lifted off my shoulders for the first time in my life. I'm not wrong, I'm just first. I'm not bad, I'm just first. I'm not broken, I'm just first. I'm not a mistake, I'm just first. I'm not off course, I'm just first. I am the first me, and you are the first you. And if we bravely live as our authentic essence, we are first. Being first isn't what's wrong with you, it's what's right with you." End quote. Now let me be real with you for just a sec. This was one of those insights that just hit me right in the gut when I first read it. What I mean by that is we all have these dreams and ideas bubbling up inside of us, just begging to be let out, but for some reason, we end up holding back. We don't live as our true, authentic selves. What do we do instead? We hide that truest part of ourselves from the world. We convince ourselves that we're misunderstood, or that we're wrong, or even stupid. And hey, I get it. Jamie talks about being called crazy. We show up as these partial versions of ourselves, or we straight up hide who we really are. But the thing is, the stuff that makes us unique and authentic, that's what we should be embracing and expanding on, not shoving down. It's like we all have these incredible, one-of-a-kind qualities, but we're too scared to let them shine. We think we have to fit in or be normal or whatever. But what if we just said, you know what? Screw normal. I'm going to be me in all my weird, wonderful glory. Take it or leave it. Insight number 4. Are you just a... Quote, "Do people know you for what you do or know you for who you are? Do you let what you do for a living cloud how you show up? Does your perception about what others do for a living influence how worthy you feel of making a bid toward connecting with them? Does the story you tell yourself about how you're just a fill in the blank, stay-at-home parent, or high school graduate, or a certain place in your career, lead you to showing up differently and more timidly around others?" End quote. All right, I'm about to get real with you for just a second, and I need you to hear me out. I was reading this the other day, and I'll be honest, I was on the verge of tearing up. See, I started my career as a school teacher, and a lot of folks in my family, they're engineers, doctors, vice presidents, the whole 9 yards. And back in the day, I'll admit, I had a bit of a complex about that. In my broken little mind, I thought their careers were just so much more impressive, so much more successful than what I was doing. And being completely honest, hanging around all those big shots definitely made me feel like a bit of a failure. Like I just wasn't measuring up. But you know what? I grew out of that phase. And if that's where you are right now, I need you to take Jamie's message to heart, my friend. Because the truth is, your worth isn't defined by your job title or your paycheck. It's not about how you stack up against the successful people in your life. It's about embracing the unique, one-of-a-kind person that you are. It's about letting your true self shine, instead of trying to fit into some mold that someone else has created. So, if you're feeling a little down on yourself, a little inadequate, I want you to take a deep breath and remember this. You are enough, exactly as you are. Your dreams and your passions, they're worth pursuing no matter what anyone else might think. Insight number 5, fulfillment equation. Quote, in the beginning of this book, I shared these words. In life, you don't rise to what you believe is possible. You fall to what you believe you're worthy of. Countless studies and science-backed research show the importance of self-worth, self-confidence, growth, and contribution to overall fulfillment in life. But the most critical of these components to true fulfillment is your self-worth. It is the multiplier. When you take the sum of your self-confidence, growth, and contribution, and then multiply that by your level of self-worth, you have your level of true fulfillment. End quote. Now you see, even if you have high self-confidence, you are growing every day and you're making meaningful contribution to society. If your self-worth sits at 0, you will never be fulfilled. You know why? It's just simple math. Anything multiplied by 0 equals, yep, you guessed it, 0. You cannot achieve fulfillment in life without raising your self-worth. But now here's the good news. You can change that. You can start to raise your self-worth bit by bit until it's on par with your self-confidence. And when those two are in alignment, that's when the magic starts happening. That's when you can truly embrace your achievements, your contributions, and your worth as a human being. Insight number 6, disconnection. Quote, so many of us live in hiding, show up inauthentically, or feel like we're in survival mode, disassociated from our feelings or who we truly are. We numb out by filling up our calendars, diving into work, or wallowing in ours, our kids, or other people's agendas and problems of the day. When we walk through life inauthentically, hiding, or numb, we might feel less immediate pain, but that's only in the short term. The long-term pain of looking back on your life and wondering if we actually truly enjoyed it, it's arguably a much greater pain. We make it through, but don't make it count. When it comes to your life, are you living to make it through, or are you living to make it count? End quote. I've got to say this. This book had me stopping and rereading certain sentences over and over again. I mean, the way the author just packs so much punch into a single line is truly impressive. And you know the one that really hit me between the eyes? It was this. When it comes to your life, are you living to make it through, or are you living to make it count? Wow, talk about a gut punch. I don't know about you, but that question really made me stop and think. Are we just going through the motions, just trying to make it to the end of the day, the week, the year? Or are we truly living in a way that makes our lives count, that makes a difference? It's a powerful question, and one that I think a lot of us need to grapple with. And you know what? Jamie lays out 5 powerful shortcuts that can help us start living a life that truly counts. So, if this is resonating with you, if you're ready to start living with more purpose and fulfillment, then I'm telling you, you need to get your hands on this book, because the wisdom and the inspiration it contains, it's the kind of stuff that can truly transform your life. Insight number 7, development to destiny. Quote, it's important to do hard things, to focus on your development even when the exposure is more fun, to keep promises with yourself, to earn it for yourself. It doesn't mean you won't get lucky breaks or grace or divine appointments or miracles. It just means when they happen, you'll more easily believe you're worthy of them. A big part of believing you're deserving of them is knowing that you're showing up, putting in the hard work, giving it the best you can, and continuing to grow and develop. End quote. You want to feel more worthy of the success that's coming your way? Then the key is to show up today, right here, right now, and give it everything you've got. Think about it. The last thing you want is to get to the finish line only to realize you didn't develop the skills and the habits you needed to get there. That is a recipe for self-sabotage. You've got to put in the work, day in and day out, to make sure you're ready to seize that opportunity when it comes. So take a moment and really evaluate where you need to step up your game. What habits do you need to build? What disciplines do you need to cultivate? Because the truth is, your level of commitment to your own personal development is going to be the make or break factor in whether you achieve that dream or not. It's not always easy, I know that. Pushing yourself, challenging the status quo, it can be downright uncomfortable at times. But you know what they say, no pain, no gain, right? And when you start to see the results of your efforts, when you start to feel that growing sense of worthiness and capability, it's going to be so worth it. Insight number 8, Victory Lap. Quote, when we lose a loved one, it has a way of making us think not just about death, but about life, what truly matters, how we want to intentionally live the rest of our precious days on this earth. I know this to be true. The moment we realize and believe we are truly and fully worthy, exactly as we are, is the moment we've won. The unremitting and absolutely exhausting weight of unworthiness many of us have been carrying our entire lives lifts. And in that moment, it opens up to embrace the infinite, expansive joy, love, and possibility that life has to offer. When you win the victory inside, you're infinitely more powerful in all that you want to do, create, give, serve, build, ideate, love, change, and impact on the outside. End quote. Jamie isn't asking us to just dip our toes in the water here. She wants us to dive in headfirst and start our victory lap today. And I'm talking the full-on, arms race, confetti-flying kind of victory lap. See, the goal isn't just to take a quick spin around the track and call it a day. Nope. Jamie's challenging us to keep that momentum going for the rest of our lives, to wake up every single morning and choose to run our race like we've already won. Now, don't get me wrong. Life is still going to throw us some curveballs. There'll be hardships, setbacks, failures. That's just part of the deal. But here's the kicker. When you're running your victory lap, all that stuff becomes background noise. It's not weighing you down anymore because you've shaken off that heavy burden of unworthiness once and for all. You know what? When I finished Jamie Kern Lima's book, I was absolutely blown away. Like, seriously floored. I've read hundreds of books to this point, and I didn't expect this one to shoot straight to the top of my must-read list. But damn, it did just that. If someone asked me today to recommend an absolute must-read book, I wouldn't even hesitate. It's this one, hands down. The insights, the stories, the vulnerability, it all just hits a little bit differently. Please visit worthybook.com/poem to listen to the brilliant poem she wrote called You're Not Crazy, You're Just First. It's pure brilliance. That's worthybook.com/poem. Thank you, Jamie Kern Lima, for the masterpiece you put out for the world to read. Thank you. Until next time, stay curious and keep embracing the wonders of knowledge. With a little added reminder to go out and get this book. Talk to you soon. You've been listening to Philosopher Insights with your host, Herb Lambert. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.